Welcome to Natural Living from Moon Lane, where we are joined each month by George Kendal, as he reads from his Countryside Calendar series. And so to the month of August.
August stretches out like a warm afternoon, slow and golden, full of ripeness and quiet magic. It is the slow ripening, and the month arrives with a kind of unhurried confidence, as though the countryside has settled fully into its summer skin. The days are long and hazy, the light thick and familiar warm, and the air carries a softness that feels almost nostalgic, like the memory of summers long gone, even as you're living it. The mornings begin quietly, sunrise comes early, but without the bright urgency of early summer. Instead, the light seeps gently across the fields, turning the dew into tiny beads of silver. The air is warm even at dawn, carrying the faint scent of dry grass and ripening grain. Birds stir lazily, a blackbird singing from a fence post, a wood pigeon calling from deep within the trees, and swallows skimming low across the meadows in search of insects rising with the heat. The hedgerows are heavy now, thick with summer's fullness. Blackberries swell in glossy clusters, their skins deepening from red to purple to near black. Some are still firm and tart, others soft and sweet, warm from the sun. Rosehips glow like tiny lanterns among the leaves, their color deepening as the month progresses. And elderberries hang in dark, heavy bunches, their stems bending under the weight. Honeysuckle lingers in the shadier corners, its scent still drifting through the warm air in the evenings, sweet, nostalgic, unmistakably August. The verges are taller and wilder, and grasses rise in golden waves, their seed heads bowing, as if to curtsy. Meadowsweet blooms, in creamy plumes, its scent drifting sweet and heavy across the fields. Purple loosestrife stands tall, along the ditches, its vivid spikes catching the light. Ragwort glows bright yellow in the sun, and butterflies dance above the flowers in slow, drifting patterns. The fields shimmer beneath the heat, an August haze softening the landscape. Wheat stands tall and golden, its heads heavy and whispering in the breeze. And the barley ripples like water, each acre waiting for the cutter to come. When the work is done, the stubble fields left, after harvest, glow pale and sun-bleached, dotted with bales that cast long shadows in the late afternoon light. Harvest is in full swing throughout the month. Combines move through the fields at dusk, with lights glowing as they gather the year's work. The hum of machinery drifts across the countryside, steady and rhythmic. And dust rises in soft clouds behind them, catching the last rays of sunlight and turning the air golden. Farmers often work longer hours now. The weather is everything. A stretch of dry days can mean a successful harvest, while a sudden storm can undo weeks of waiting. They watch the sky with practiced eyes, reading the clouds, feeling the air shift, and listening for the distant rumble of thunder. And when storms come, they are theatrical, towering clouds building quietly on the horizon, the air growing thick and still, and the birds falling silent. Then a sudden crack of thunder, a rush of wind, and rain that falls in heavy sheets, drenching the land in minutes. Within an hour, sun returns, bright and unapologetic, as though nothing happened at all. The days move on, hot and dusty, and wildlife seek shadow and darkened corners. Frogs hide in the cool mud, emerging only in the evenings when the air softens. Ducks paddle lazily, their movements slow and unhurried, or they rest in reeds. Shaded from the sun, across the landscape, in late afternoon, wisps of smoke rise from gardens, where people are clearing the beginning of dried plants and dead wood. Smoky plumes float upward, joining the lilac glow of sky as evening sets in. August evenings are some of the most beautiful of the year. The light softens into amber, turning the fields golden and the hedgerows deep green. Shadows stretch long across the grass, and moths drift through the warm air, drawn to the glow of cottage windows. The scent of warm earth, cut grain, and ripening fruit hangs in the dusk like a memory you can breathe in. As night settles, the countryside is alive with the quiet and hum of wildlife. Crickets chirp in the long grass, owls call from the woodland edges, and the sky deepens into a velvet blue, scattered with stars that seem sharper, brighter, and closer in the warm summer evening air. August is the month of ripeness. It is the countryside at its most generous, warm, abundant, slow, and full of quiet magic. It teaches us to savor, to linger, and to breathe deeply. It reminds us that some seasons are meant to be lived gently, with sun-kissed faces, and the taste of blackberries on the tongue. August is the slow ripening, the golden pause, and the heart of late summer.
Thank you to George, and his Countryside Calendar episode. As the last rays of sunset settle, we arrive at the end of the month, laden with its blessings. Thank you for watching. I'd really appreciate if you could like and subscribe. And please join me next month for the following episode of Countryside Calendar from George Kendal.